Ini persiapan acara penutupan GSP Governor Scholar Programs. Pesertanya belum pada datang. Ini Bellarmine University di Louisville, Kentucky. Salah satu universitas swasta.
We are going to begin our closing ceremony. We did not have an opening ceremony. You may remember that we skipped that at the beginning this year. Every year we have two ceremonies in which you can attend, opening and closing. Let me share with you a few things about today and the next few days when you take your precious daughter or your handsome son home. They were told last night, as we do every year, that life at home went on for 5 weeks, didn't stop because they are here. That means that the intention of that comment is that you will find them talking only about governor scholars. And I told them last night that's going to happen until somebody tells you stop talking about governor scholars. They do really believe that life stops everywhere else in the world. Many years ago, and all my governor scholars here except Helen, know that we did not have graduation ceremonies like this up until 2003. Our first graduation was 2003. And we did that intentionally to make sure that the parents know that you will find people crying this week. And it's not about you, so don't take it personally. We heard back then, before graduation, many mothers will call us, and I had one mother many years ago, saying, Aris, I have a football player crying, and he has never cried. What did you do to him? So after that comment, I said, we need the parents to understand that it's not only your son or your daughter. It has been extraordinary 5 weeks, and I want to thank you, and I cannot thank you enough for the trust. I know it was not an easy decision to allow your sons or daughter to come here. I know that. And we lived literally day by day, if not hour by hour. But some of you know me, I'm not a quitter, and I'm not gonna quit, and if I can make it, I can make it. Last year, we only had 1 week for the scholars. And I told the scholars last night, would you imagine, just imagine if we had done only 1 week. And while many programs, government schools in the nation did it virtually, we are very happy that we are completing with this campus our 1,050 governor scholars selected this year. And so, for today, the scholars have been following an extraordinary community of learners, but they are members of a community, and I would like for all of you to help that community to continue this morning. We will not clap for the scholars until each class is recognized as a class. They will come on stage, get the certificate right here, walk to the picture, walk back to their seats. Once the last scholar in the class is recognized on stage, we'll clap for that particular class. That allows us to give each of our governor scholars that moment of triumphal, here on stage, and they want to hear the name. Yesterday, it was funny, because I had a mother who clapped for her daughter, and she was very proud. And I understand that, and the daughter walked by me, and she said, "My mother." The campus director heard that, and the campus director, "Don't you worry, your mom is really proud of you." But then they feel bad with the other students, so please help us understanding that it's not that we don't want you to say any, but they know that, and you will see when they walk in. You may notice that they are different. They are not. They are really not. They have grown. They have grown in discussions, they have grown in knowledge, they have grown personally, in friendships, and many of these friendships will last for many years to come. If you are a governor scholar from the past, or you have had children in the program, you know what is coming up. So please make sure that you understand that it's not about you when they cry and so on, okay? Okay, and so, the scholars are going to process, and at the end, they will ask you to remain here to allow the scholars at the end to recess. And you will meet, for health circumstances, we cannot have everybody down here gathering, so we ask that at the end, allow the scholars to recess. They will recess by class at the end outside. Each teacher will have the name of the class, and you then, once the last class recesses here, you may then leave and gather outside by the class and retrieve your daughter or son. Remain standing.
be the first one. Should be the first, second one.
You pick the right side.
Do you reckon your tennis shoes?
Everyone, please stand for my all Kentucky home.
Let's ride on my old Kentucky home. 'Tis summer, the people are gay. Well, the corn tops ripe and the meadows in the blue, while the birds make music all the day. Weep no more, my lady. Oh, weep no more today. We will sing one song for my old Kentucky home, for my old Kentucky home far away. Well, the young folks roll all around the cabin floor. They're merry, all happy and bright. By and by, hard times will come a-knocking at my door. And my old Kentucky home, good night. Weep no more, my lady. Oh, weep no more today. We will sing one song for my old Kentucky home, for my old Kentucky home far away. For my old Kentucky home, for my old Kentucky home far away.
It is an honor. There are no words to describe the moment. It's 39 years. It is 97 sessions in 39 years. And it is really a privilege to be able to have you during these last 5 weeks and now Governor Scholars from here on. But before we begin the ceremony, the actual recognition of all of you, I would like to recognize a group of resident advisors. They're standing in the back who need to go back to the dorms and get ready for the moving out circumstances this morning. So Governor Scholars and family members, please help me thank our resident advisors. Thank you. You made excellent now. Thank you for all the good work that you do for us. I'm sure many of you have heard about, the presiding advisors and their influences and their help and advices to all the governor's scholars. Let me introduce to all of you the platform party here. To my right and to your left, a 1989 Governor Scholar from Dixie Heights High School, who is currently the board chair of the Governor Scholars Board of Directors, former Secretary of State, Trey Grayson. Next to Trey, a 1995 Governor Scholar from Somerset High School, Helen Grace Ryan. Helen Grace is the Vice President of Student Affairs at Bellarmine University. Helen Grace Ryan. 1992 Governor Scholar from what was then South Hopkins High School and current campus director of the GSP Bellarmine, Jen Price. A 2010 Governor Scholar from North Bullet High School and currently here, our Associate Campus Director, Helen Stringer. And behind the stage, you will have a time when you see him when he comes here, but he's right there. Our other Associate Campus Director, Brian Ortega. And so we are now ready to begin the recognition of you. This is how we are going to proceed. You will be led to the stage on this side by class. Your focus area teacher will be in front of you. You will come and we'll begin with the class in the back. Then you will come all the way backstage. Governor Scholars, when you talk backstage, we can listen here, so be quiet backstage, okay? Yeah, we have to tell them because otherwise we hear a lot of noise here, so be quiet backstage. Once you come here, the faculty members will be here by the X. There is a blue X over here for the faculty to stand. There will not be any shaking of any hands today. And so once you, or hugs or any kind, once you be there, just dismiss the scholars as the names are read. Brian Ordell and Helen Stringer will take turns in reading the names. Trey Grayson and Helen Grace Ryan will take turns in handing the certificates. You will get the certificate right at this table. Walk with your certificate, as you know, to the picture on this side with Jen Price. Hold your certificate, stand next to Jen, take the picture, you walk that way out there. Once you get to your seat, remain standing until the last student in your class returns to the seat. Okay? Now it's time to take your lanyards off and put it down there. So that's your best friend tonight when you get home, but not now. If you have a backpack or something, just leave it there and pick it up. Don't forget to pick it up when you return that lanyard, okay? Jen will remind you that. Okay, Jen, anything else? Okay.
As we read names, it's this morning, we ask you to hold applause until the end of each class. We'll recognize each class collectively. Scholars in Steve Easley's Historical Analysis Focus Area. Jaden Bell. Madeline Brooks. Isaac Evans Sikoski. Scholars in Steve Easley's Historical Analysis Focus Area. The Scholars in Meg Cottle's Dramatic Expression Focus Area. Veronique Dumars. Addison Hooker. Maddie Hurley. Boomer Khan. Will Knight. Luke Lukel. Haley Martin. Elena Pope. Allie Reardon. Irene Ray. Sarah Rechtenwald. Zoe Robinson. Sam Sarago. Kelsey Shelby. Wiley Watson. Jada Weiss. The Scholars in Meg Cottle's Dramatic Expression Focus Area. The Scholars in Jody Treadway's Psychological and Behavioral Studies Focus Area. Isabella Bailey Sims. Samantha Bryce. Aniston Ray. Ava Runs. Chloe Kraft. Adil Hanina. Curtis Lynn. Amelia Lowe. Madison Melvin. Chase Myers. Caroline Oakes. Keely Pollard. Anna Salyers. Badu Sharman. Hill Sofan. Sam Stowe. Brianna Bessels. The scholars of Jody Treadway's psychological and behavioral studies. The scholars of Derek Staten's political and legal issues focus area. Brooklyn Abrams. Braden Barclays. Trevin Bevins. Shelby Rivers. Jack Gold.
Maurice Cedeno's Creative Writing and Literary Studies focus area. Eliza Amon. Maddie Angel. Avery Bannister. Ben Breitenstein. Taylor Bird. Evan Dalton. Isabel Ekbundit. Luke Baby. Brianne Lacefield. Sophia Lucchini. Mariah Moons. Isaiah Robinson. Dusty Rogers. Abby Salisbury. Ava St. Clair. Anna Story. Caitlin Wilkinson. The scholars in Maurice Cedeno's Creative Writing and Literary Studies focus area.
We are going now to induct this group of 2021 Governor Scholars into the Alumni Association of the GSP. But before I do that, I would like to ask if you are in the audience and you attended the Governor Scholars any year, any campus from 1983 to 2020, please stand for our recognition. bring our board chair, Trey Grayson, to the podium. Trey.
Thanks, Aris. With the 2021 Governor Scholars, please rise. As the chair of the Governor Scholars Program Board of Directors, and on behalf of Governor Andy Beshear, it is my privilege to officially welcome you to the Kentucky Academy of Governor Scholars. And with these words, I do hereby induct you into the Governor Scholars Program Alumni Association with all the rights and privileges thereto appertaining. Congratulations. Alumni, be seated, please. Nice to do this in person. We didn't get to do this last summer. Your achievement today would not be possible without the love and the support of those around you. At this time, I would like to honor the family and friends of the 2021 Governor Scholars. Your time, effort, and dedication have helped to produce one of Kentucky's best and brightest. And for this, we salute you. So thank you.
Now you are a scholar. In 2004, many of you are familiar with that year because either you were born in 2004 or nearby those days. In 2004, the GSP moved for the first time to a campus in the city of Louisville. That was almost 20 years after we had begun the program. And we always wondered, what would the program be or look like when we have to go to Louisville? And so in 2003, the bid, we bid the program at the host campuses for 3 years. The bids were opened by the board of directors, and they selected the 3 campuses for 2004, 5, and 6. And that was the first time we came to Bellarmine University. It was an extraordinary moment. We were all hesitant about how the program is going to be in Louisville with so many things around us. But as you all call that, Mount Bellarmine is wonderful. You have to climb many steps. You have to walk from the dorms to the cafeteria. But it is your campus. And it will always be your GSP campus. And so I'm going to bring to the podium Helen Grace Ryan, Vice President for Student Affairs at Bellarmine University, as you know, Governor Scholar 1995, to talk to you on behalf of this great institution. Helen Grace.
I'll be brief. Good morning, everybody. Well, thanks. As Reese said, I work here at Bellarmine. I'm the Vice President for Student Affairs. And colleges and universities have a great way of having fancy titles for people. So really what I do here is I engage with students outside of class. So if the president were like the superintendent, I'm sort of like the principal. Does that make sense? So I get to see and do all the things with students outside of class. It's just a gift to get to work here at Bellarmine with our students. It was also a gift to get to be here with you all this morning. We didn't have anything like this when I was in GSP, and I want to thank Grace. I got to hand a certificate to a cousin that I didn't anticipate I'd get to do, and I also got to see a young woman now who I knew as maybe a kindergartner, and I haven't seen her in real life since, so it was just a gift this morning to be here. And looking back on my high school career, it's been a lifetime ago. Governor's Scholar was maybe one of the most pivotal moments in my high school journey. And so I want to thank you for getting to come back and celebrate this occasion with you. Just a few things on behalf of Bellarmine. We have been simply honored to have you all here on campus. You all are smart cookies, you know that. But you're also very gracious and kind. Everywhere I've gone this summer, our public safety staff, our dining staff, our residence life staff, they've talked about how kind you are. And people remember how you make them feel, and you shared Bellarmine hospitality with them. I don't know if you know that, but that's one of the core values of the institution is hospitality. Talking to Desiree this morning, it's me. So I just wanted to be a sneak preview into what you were doing. Especially given the last year, I thank you for bringing some life on campus. It was sorely missed. A lot has happened since you've been here in the last 5 weeks. You've gotten a taste of what it's like to be in college, right? And it's a little bittersweet. You've lived away from home. You've made, some of you for the very first time have lived away from home. You've made new friends. You've gained some new perspectives, and I want to underscore that for the parents. You have gained some new perspectives since you've been here that will change the trajectory of your life going forward. I don't even know if you realize that, but this moment will change the trajectory of your life going forward. And that's a lot. And now it's time for your trajectory, for the time being, to head towards home. For me, transitioning back to high school was tough, and it sounds like you all have talked a little bit about that already. But sometimes you have to hear things a couple times for it to totally sink in. And truth be told, it was a bittersweet time for me. It felt like my family had lived a lifetime when I got back home to Somerset, and it felt like I had lived a lifetime, and it felt like my friends had lived a lifetime. I'm one of 7 kids, and I remember when I got home, it seems like my brothers and sisters had already laid claim to my room. In the 5 weeks, I was gone for 5 weeks, but 5 weeks. So it also seemed like my friends had lived a lifetime as well. I don't know if we have any, I know we have some Pulaski Countyans in the room. I don't know if we have any, I see out there. I see some of our Briar Jumpers out there. But when I returned back to my senior year of high school, it almost felt like I was inside more prepared to be a college first-year student than a high school student. Does that make any sense at all? Is that kind of how you're feeling? That's how I was feeling. And even though it's been a long time, I remember it vividly. So I challenge you, this is my challenge as you go forward. I challenge you not to go forward wishing the year away. Celebrate and cherish the moment that you're in your senior year of high school. Take the friendships and the optimism and the paradigm shift in thinking and take that with you into your senior year of high school. I promise you it will come back to you tenfold. In closing, I just want to say, at Bellarmine we have a saying, once you're a knight, you're always a knight. And Elise is totally right, you will always be a knight. Bellarmine is a pretty amazing place, and I hope you've experienced that during your time. So please keep in touch with us, keep in touch with your friends, and remember how you make people feel. I know Bellarmine is better for your difference here. Keep the feeling of GSP alive. Swords up, go Knights, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Helen Grace. Bellarmine has been an extraordinary campus and partner over the years, and we are very appreciative, and we thank you and convey the message to President Donovan. Before we recess today, I would like to recognize our group of individuals whom I call my colleagues. With the faculty, please rise for our recognition. No, there are no grades, there are no tests, no credits here. As I shared with the scholars last night, part of our mission is to create not another classroom, another high school classroom here. They know also what it is to be on a college campus, but we are not about that yet. We are about education. Education in all aspects, personally, intellectually, academically, and in some cases also spiritually. And so, you came here the first week perhaps with certain apprehensions about what is all this about, the Governor's Scholars. I've heard many stories that is good, but hey, 5 weeks of my summer. Then the second week comes around and you're beginning to like it, but you are not sure. It's too long, it's too short, 3 more weeks. You go on a family day, you have a taste of the outside world, and come back. Third week, you like it. Well, it's not because you didn't like home, it's just now you are growing more here. You can compare what you have here and what excellent things you also have at home. Fourth week, you know you belong here. You know this is your community. Now you own that community. And then the fifth week comes around, and then you begin thinking, how will I look when I go home? Will I look different? Will they see me different? No, you have grown. You are not different. You have grown. And in the next few weeks, and in the next few years, and for many years to come, as Helen Grace used the word, this is the beginning of your trajectory. For many of you, your professional trajectory. For many of you, these will be many of your friends for many years to come. Both Trey, Jen and Helen Grace will tell you that that is true. You will stay in touch with those friends. You will be in different parts of Kentucky. As you know, we had this year, out of the 120 counties of Kentucky, in the whole program this year we had 118 counties represented. Only 2 counties were not, and it's because they did not submit any application to the state level. We are coming to talk to them. We will. Because our mission is to go from tackle, if I may use the word that way, I don't speak English natively, you know that, to Paducah, to Fulton, and Ashland. Back to Northern Kentucky, in Boone County, and Southern Kentucky, in Cumberland County, or Adair County, and those counties in that central Kentucky, Fayette County, and all. We will go all over to make sure that the state of Kentucky is represented. We are very proud, and you should be too, to call the Governor's Scholars Program, the Kentucky Governor's Scholars Program, the largest program in the nation. We accept 1,050, and the next program in size is Georgia with 660 scholars. a much bigger state than Kentucky. We are 5 weeks, and this year 5 weeks in person. And we are, as far as I can attest, the strongest in the nation with the support of many, many people. We thank all of you, Governor Scholars, family members, for your trust. That was probably the most important thing we needed this year to be able to conclude with this ceremony the graduations of all of our Governor Scholars 2021. As you go out in the world, do your best because you are the best, and serve the people who need your leadership in the future in whatever field you specialize. Thank you so much. And at this point, I'm going to recognize 3 individuals who are important to us, as you know. Our associate campus directors, please help me thank Helen Streeter, Brian Odell, he's already living in the alone. And I'm going to bring to the podium to close this ceremony our campus director, Jen Price, reminding everybody to please allow the scholars to process and meet the scholars. After they have processed, I will say you can go out then and then meet them. They will be by class out there in the lawn somewhere. Jen Price.
Good morning, scholars. I don't want to forget to tell you this, so please put your lanyards back on. Most of you have your certificates in your laps. That's perfect. If yours is on the floor, go ahead and get that as well. If you brought a sweatshirt or a camera, make sure you have everything. We also sent a message to one scholar who we had a snafu on your photo. So that scholar, Tim Phelps's class, you know who you are, right? Or not? Is it Audrey? Audrey, we need to retake your photo. And if anyone else was accidentally handed the wrong certificate, look at your name, and if it's incorrect, instead of recessing with your class, just come up so we can retake your photo. I think I saw there was a switch at some point. So we want to make sure we have the photo right. As long as you're holding your certificate, your photo's good. Okay. I just want to say thank you. As Aris said, thank you for the trust, parents, family members that you placed in us to let us have your scholars for 5 weeks. It's hard any summer for families to let their sons and daughters come to us for 5 weeks. This summer was particularly challenging. So we are so grateful for you. And scholars, I told you last night, I am so very grateful that we've had this experience together. I hope to see many of you come visit me at Georgetown College. When you show up at my office, remind me who you are. You won't be wearing a lanyard or your GSP, maybe you'll wear your GSP t-shirt. That would be helpful to me. But pop in and say hello. And I hope to see you back for a reunion next summer. And I hope some of you will come back and work for the program. I'd love to see your faces again. Thank you for a fantastic summer, and I hope you have a wonderful senior year. Thank you.
Carrie.
should have bought him a beard.
It's cute. We were here the whole time. He didn't make surprises, nothing. So, he gave her nothing.
Like me. I do not acknowledge lonely people. Salute.
They introduced the wizard.
I don't know who lined up the chairs.
They did very good job.
Ruler.
You feel like they did a good job.
Yeah, exactly.
They probably get a rope. Like, someone stand here.
Laser line.
They probably threw the rope. And they just lined up the chairs there.
Like the chair.
Three chairs.
If I did it, it'd be like, it'd be.
You know, if I did it, it'd be all slanty.
I mean, just go.
Oh, I didn't know my little boys. I should have. I thought about it. I really did.
Watch you grin, shiver.
Early on, because I didn't have enough.
Why are you grinning? When you get everything
Give the scholars just another moment to exit all the way out. They've got a ramp to walk up and out. Just a moment. And then when you leave the building, you're just going to locate your scholars class and get them. And remember, those of you who have the first move out time, feel free to go right over and just make sure your scholar checks out with their RA. And then please move your car quickly so that the next move out time has space to park. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.
Dan kalau dia nanti dia sama teman-temannya